You was talking a lot of strong talk in our little group chat the other day. We got a long debate, me, you, really, and Bailey too. Bailey was kind of on your side as well. It was 2 versus 1. You know, I felt like Drake when everybody was just against me, but I fought a good battle. And we actually placed a bet about your guy, Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones. Here's JB in the group chat, y'all. I'll bet you $500 that Daniel Jones has a better season than AR5, Kyler Murray, and Caleb Williams. Let's bet live on the show. So before we shake hands on a virtual handshake, we need to lay down and define what a better season, what that looks like. What are the parameters? Are we looking at wins and losses? Is it stats? Is it a combination of both? How do we define what a better season is? Because I don't want the season to end and Kyler has thrown 27 touchdowns, ran for 15, thrown only 7 picks. The Cardinals make the playoffs, but they lose in the first round. And then Danny Dimes somehow he throws 15 touchdowns to only 6 picks. He runs for 5. The Giants win a playoff game, and now you're saying, see, Daniel Jones better season, better year. But I'm like, damn, he didn't play better than Kyler, but his team won a little far. It's like we need parameters to figure this thing out, JB.
By the way, I'm taking all comers on. Hey, Blake, you want to bet 500 too, homie? Let's do it. I'm taking all comers on. Any of you motherfuckers in the chat want to bet me 500? Let's do it. Put your money where your mouth is. I do it every day. I put my money where my mouth. Jeff, you want to bet 500 too, homie? Let's do it. Because Jeff's so shit. He thinks Daniel Jones is so shitty. Jeff probably want to bet on this too. I'm calling out all you motherfuckers. Come holler at me. Let's do it. So the bet is Daniel Jones will outperform statistically and seasonally.
Okay.
That means at the week 18 mark.
Okay.
Season over.
Yep.
Season over.
Yep.
Daniel Jones had a better season than Kyler Murray, Caleb Williams, and AR5. Now,
so we're looking at stats.
Don't talk to me about they got hurt, JB. I don't give a fuck.
No, see, I want to ask that though. No,
that's
for real.
On you. No,
no.
So they get
get
injured and what? The bet's off.
I mean, I think for example, if Danny Dimes gets hurt like he did last year, I don't think you should pay me money. That's not fair. If anybody,
it is what it is, dog. If you look at the injuries of these guys, they're self-inflicted.
See, I see. Now you're trying to see. I don't know if I like that or not. I don't know if I like the injury part.
See. So you run around because you're not a very good quarterback and you get fucking hurt, and now you're going to throw it off the table.
Danny Dimes runs around too. It's to protect all of us.
I did not say if Daniel Jones gets hurt, I'm not paying, did I? You said that if somebody gets hurt, then the bet's off. I don't believe
that good. Fuck it. I don't care no more because I try. Danny Dimes sucks. I don't think he might not even last the whole season as a starter. I don't know who the Giants' backup is anymore. I don't know if it's still the Italian Stallion or whatever his name is. Danny Dimes may not even start the whole year. The Italian Stallion was better than Danny Dimes.
Comeback player of the year. Mark my words.
Bet good, y'all.
Player on the year. Comeback player of the year.
Bet good, Blake Lawning.
All right, let's dive into it. And then we'll break this down so we all have an idea. Everybody in the chat and everybody knows what the fuck I'm betting, what I'm against, what Smitty's against. All right, let's bet this down real quick.
Do it.
Number 1, Kyler Murray, the mental midget himself, who has yet to perform to his standard of the number 1 overall pick, in my opinion, and I would consider him, he's on the verge of being a bust, has been either injured or underperformed, even though we talk about he was in the mix of an MVP. Let's talk about this real quick. Number 1, he has had a true number 1 wideout for his entire career. From Fitzgerald's end of his career to Hopkins in his, he's older, but he was in his prime still. He was still in his prime. He's still in his prime. What are you talking about? He just got traded from Houston. He goes to Arizona. Kyler Murray has a number 1. Has Daniel Jones had a number 1 receiver yet? Just answer the question. And when he did, since he has not had that, number 1, when he did have a healthy offensive skilled player in Saquon Barkley, he was a comeback player of the year. Was he not? Even though he only threw 15 touchdowns, his performance was much better, and the Giants won a playoff game more than you can say about Kyler Murray, AR5, and a to-be-seen Caleb Williams, who we don't even know anything about yet in the NFL. And let's just talk about the O-line. So we'll pass and give pass after pass to Justin Fields and all these guys to have shitty O-lines and shitty wide receivers, but Daniel Jones is excluded in the conversation for some reason. Daniel Jones don't get the same passes that Justin Fields gets, that Kyler Murray gets, that all these guys. By the way, Burrow sure took a lot of heat, too, for going to a Super Bowl with an O-line that only got him sacked more than any other fucking player in NFL history, but nobody wants to talk about that either. So Daniel Jones has been through 3 coaches, 4 OCs, no O-line, no number 1 receiver, a 2 out of 3 hurt Saquon Barkley, and yet now he's shitty.
You know who gets coaches fired? Shitty quarterbacks. Shitty quarterbacks get coaches fired. You know that, right?
He was a rookie and a new head coach. What are you talking about? He hadn't even played yet. He hadn't even played yet. Get your facts straight before you talk about it. He was a rookie coming into a new head coach. Then guess what happened? Then they got Brian Daboll. And guess what happened to his performance? He went like this. Daniel Jones went straight up. And then guess what? Saquon Barkley got hurt. Guess what happens to any running back, big-time back that gets hurt? Guess what happens to the production of the QB? It goes like this. Look at the history of quarterbacks. But Daniel Jones didn't get a pass for some reason because Jeff Nadu and fucking Smitty thinks they know what they fucking know about quarterbacks. No, you don't. Daniel Jones will be the comeback player of the year. He will outplay Caleb, Kyler, and AR5. Go ahead, Smitty. Your table.
Decent take. I'll give you that. Decent take. When I look at your take though overall, I just hear a bunch of excuses. That other quarterbacks like a Lamar, like a Mahomes, like some of these other cats, they don't get those same excuses. When I pointed out in the past that Lamar didn't have enough wide receiver help and weapons around him, you would use that against me. Oh, you're making an excuse. If he's as good as you're saying, you shouldn't need that. But when it comes to Danny Dimes, you find every little excuse to validate his poor play. It sounds like you're saying it has to be perfect around Daniel Jones for him to play well. That's what it says. He has to have a great old line. He has to have two dominant wide receivers. He has to have the best coach in the league. He has to have the best running back in the league. Hell, if you gave any quarterback that, they damn sure better play decent. I would hope so. My thing is this. Danny Dimes, am I a little too strong on him calling him shitty? Maybe so. He's average at best, though. He's average at best. I don't get why Danny Dimes is the one exclusive just quarterback that gets to stand on this island and live with these excuses. Him, Sam Darnold. You have a small list of quarterbacks where you just, for some reason, you coddle them and you baby them and you rock them and you say, well, he didn't have this and he didn't have that. But you don't keep that same energy with every other quarterback in the NFL. So my main thing is keep it consistent, because a guy like Kyler Murray has had multiple coaches. Kyler Murray came into a shitty organization in the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray came into a situation where they were in a rebuild. Kyler Murray's situation was not that much better, if at all, than the New York Giants, if we keep it all the way real. And even with that being said, say what you want about Kyler Murray, when healthy, the man has went from 20 touchdowns, 12 picks, 26 touchdowns, 12 picks, 24-10, 3,700 yards passing, 3,900 yards passing, another 3,700 yards passing. And these are just passing stats, not even including the running on top of that. So again, when you look at the production, you look at the skill set, that's a whole nother conversation. What are we even talking about here? The biggest thing you guys have, you, Bailey, and everybody else who's defending Danny Dimes, is that one playoff win against the shitty Minnesota Vikings, who we know chokes every single year. Kyler Murray made the playoffs, and they lost against the eventual Super Bowl champions, the Los Angeles Rams, your Rams, with Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, OBJ when he was still healthy. You got all these big-time all-pro players and Hall of Famers on this one team. I'm sorry that Kyler Murray lost against them. Sorry, I apologize. But let's not act like the cat didn't uplift the Cardinals. Every year, their record was getting better. Got them to the playoffs. Was having an MVP type season. Something that Danny Dimes has never had. I'm gonna keep bringing it up because that matters. Now, Caleb Williams, we'll see. I'm rolling the dice for Caleb Williams. I don't know. I'm taking the fact. I'm looking at his overall skill set, his overall ability. I'm looking at the Bears' improvements on the roster and even how good they were last year without the improvements. I think you put everything together. I think Caleb Williams will have a solid rookie year. And then, of course, AR5, man, he showed me enough in 2.5 games to where I know what he's going to do. The combination of AR5 with Shane Steichen, that's very key and very important. I see AR5 having a big-time season. So, listen, I feel good about this. Danny Dime, I just don't trust the cat. We've seen enough. And the odds are in my favor. Your guy has to play better than 3 of my guys. So,
let me go again. Let me rebut your thing. So, first of all, 2 things. Who said Daniel Jones is shitty? And then when you changed your take and said average, who
at best? I said average at best.
Who said that? You?
Me.
But why hasn't the quarterback coaches and the head coaches and the other players in the NFL said that? Because if you really want to break it down, I know Coach Cutcliffe, who's a good friend of mine who coached him at Duke. He'll tell you he's a top 10 talent in the NFL, which I will also tell you, which a lot of guys in the NFL coaching right now will also
call everybody a top 10 talent. You always say that.
No. So exactly, but you're saying he's shitty or average. By the way, he's damn near as good a runner as Justin fucking Fields, but nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk. I said damn near as good. I said nobody wants to talk about that though. Number one. So athletically, we can put him way up the list. So just so you're clear, all you naysayers out there who know nothing, Daniel Jones is a fucking freak talent. And he's a freak. He runs a 4.5. Just throwing it out there. But nobody wants to talk about that. Number one. Number two, he can make all the throws. Number two, just real quick. And number three, you mentioning that the Minnesota Vikings are a shitty team, then the NFLs must be shitty because they beat them in the playoffs. So do the playoff teams that you beat now make they don't count? So Lamar Jackson then, his playoff wins don't count then?
Are you done?
No,
Are you done? All I'm saying is context matters. You a Vikings team who chokes every single year. A Kirk Cousins who always chokes in the big game, which we know that. You beat that team. Kudos to, good job. I'm not taking it away, but I'm saying I'm not going to use that one playoff win to say, oh, that's all I need to see. You're better than everybody else. Come on, bro.
My take is done? Oh, no.
Now you go ahead and go. It's your show.
Okay. No, not yours. It's my show. Your show. All right. Let me ask you something. Let me keep cooking you real quick, though. Here's the thing I got to say, though. So I would argue if Daniel Jones had 3 receivers like Burrow had without an O-line, that he would have been a lot better off than what we're seeing by your other guys that we're betting against, excluding Caleb, who hasn't played yet. But let's be honest, he hasn't had any receivers or O-line. At least Burrow had 3 receivers and a tight end and Mixon.
I know you're not comparing Danny Dimes to Joe Burrow right now, are you?
No, what I'm telling you is give him the same weapons as a lot of these
give Kyler the same weapons then. Now, if that's the case, give them all the same weapons.
Kyler had a receiver, dog.
Stop. Kyler ain't had no 3 receivers like no fucking Jamar Chase. Who's my guy? Stop.
Let's talk about it. So I'll take Hopkins and Hollywood Brown and Zach Ertz. And hold on. And name me the 3 New York guys you want to compare those to that Daniel Dimes has had. Come on, go ahead. Go ahead, homie.
No. I didn't say the Giants' weapons were better than the Cardinals. That's not what we're talking about. You said give Danny Dimes what Joe Burrow had. I said, well, hell, give all of them what Joe Burrow had. That's all I said. Don't try to flip
my point. Listen, you're not listening to the point. You're just hearing me talk. I said give Daniel Jones one or the other. He's had neither. He's had neither skill or O-line protection. And we're giving other guys passes when they had one of the 2.
Didn't he get Jalen Hyatt last year from Tennessee, like a first round cat receiver? Like they gave him a guy last year, and now look, you making that face. Jalen Hyatt, he sucks. Well, why does he suck though? Or why do you think he sucks? every receiver sucks when you ain't got a quarterback who can throw it to him. Shit, if you were new to football last year and you watched the Jets just last year, you think they whole receiver suck. You think you think Garrett is trash.
Wait,
well, why? Because his quarterback couldn't give him the damn ball, Jason Brown.
Wait up, you're calling Hyatt and Darius Slayton or whoever it is, and who else? You're calling those guys ones over D-Hop?
No, I know. I ain't know.
Hold on, let's keep talking.
I'm saying let's stop the narrative that they don't have any talent at receiver or like they didn't try. I'm saying you need a quarterback to give them the ball.
Don't you have to have somebody to protect them so you can get the ball to him? Hold on, timeout, Doc. So you're no.
Let me ask you this then.
You played.
So what happened the year before that then? So hold on real quick. The year that Danny Dimes that we praise him, right? We say, oh, he bounced back. He was incredible. He threw 15 touchdowns. He ran like 8. They won a playoff game. Oh my God, he was incredible. What was the big major shift from that season to the next one? Because he had them on the same weapons. The O-line didn't just get that much. Like what was the big difference then? How did he figure it out one year, but the next year he didn't figure it out?
You didn't listen to the whole thing I already
talked about? Nothing you said. I know nothing you said.
Exactly. That's why you're going to lose the bet. Because when Saquon got hurt, that's what happened. What do you mean?
Danny Dimes' entire existence is dependent upon Saquon Barkley. Thank you. Okay. And hold on real quick. You do know Saquon, not only is he being hurt, he's left the building. He went to the NFC East competitor, the Philadelphia Eagles. So you ain't got no Saquon behind you now, player. So what are you going to do now?
That's what my point is.
What you going to do now?
I'm telling you what he is. He's going to be the comeback player of the year. By the way, you added Darren Waller, who was a guy that never showed up and was supposed to be the weapon. You keep adding these, talking about these additions that they had, and guess what? The additions never panned out for him. He never got him. He never got a healthy Darren Waller or a focused Darren Waller. He never had a good receiving core. He had a hurt fucking Saquon, and we're just throwing him under the bus. But guess what? Your guys are cool on Justin Fields anointing, and Kyler Murray deserves this many chances, and he should have gotten this. He hasn't had this. But Daniel Jones just gets thrown as shit. It's fucking crazy to me.
Let me do this thing real quick then. So, all right, everything you're saying is valid. The roster shitty, no help, O-line, everything. What is it about this particular roster right now going into the 2024-2025 season that has you believing that anything has changed? What has you thinking that he's going to be the comeback player of the year? If what you're saying is true, and he, Darren Waller didn't play really, he was hurt. Saquon was hurt. He had no receivers. The O-line is shitty. Okay, they drafted Malik Neighbors, big time receiver. He's still a rookie, but big time receiver, big time talent. We all expect him to be good. Okay, they drafted some other cats. I think they drafted a few linemen. Okay, again. I guess we're assuming that the rookie linemen they draft are going to come in.
I want a rookie lineman. We've had one of their big-time O-lineman additions on this show. We traded from the Panthers.
Yeah. Our guy. Yep. Okay, cool.
Giants. Yep. They've made some moves. Plus, their defense is better, which affects the QB. Just FYI.
Okay. So cool.
Hold on. And the fact that I'm saying straight up with Brian Dable. Again,
who was there last year as well? Okay, in the last couple of years. Okay, just being clear.
He had a good year under him. They had a bad year last year with wriggle injuries and etc. They
figured them out.
By the way, they had 22. They had 22 offensive line shifts and changes in the NFL, which led the NFL in O-line injuries last year. 22 different positions played O-line.
Everybody got injuries.
So hold on. So I'm just saying. So with that being said, he is gonna perform, knowing Daboll's system and being more comfortable with knowing what he has, he'll perform at an all-time clip. Let me
ask you this.
It's my prediction. It's just like it's your prediction that these other guys are going to win.
JB, as a former quarterback and a self-acclaimed and not even self-acclaimed, just a quarterback guru in terms of your resume, Danny Dimes in the games he played, and I know stats don't tell everything, but golly, he threw 2 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. I'm asking you I'm gonna calm down. I'm asking you as the quarterback of this show, the quarterback guru, and I know you've been on bad teams at some point in your career. I know you maybe you had some team where you had the same talent that you had the year prior, whatever the case may be. But is there really any excuse for any quarterback to to throw 2 touchdowns and 6 picks. Bailey, if you get a chance, can you tell me how many games that he actually played last year? Because I want to make sure I got everything like together. 2 touchdowns and 6 picks in all the games he played. I understand O-line. Okay, cool. Receivers. Okay, cool. You can say all that. These are still NFL guys. You're still fucking 1%, not even 1%. These 0.3 percenters in the NFL. So like, you can say they're shitty because they're not producing. But still, they're NFL receivers. Still an NFL offensive line. 2 touchdowns and 6 picks.
You want to hear that? You want to know why?
I mean, the floor is yours. I mean, I couldn't imagine JB having that stat line at any point in your career. I couldn't imagine any of your quarterbacks who you coach having that stat line underneath your tutelage at any point in your coaching career. So, I mean, I'm just confused. I'm speechless. I just want to hear from you, man. 2 touchdowns and 6 picks in 6 games. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay, so when you know the position at a finite cliff as I do, in a detailed scenario as I do, and you ask me as a quarterback guy, why is the backup come in and throw more touchdowns to Shaun King's point or whatever? And I didn't bring this up with Shaun, but I think you'll agree.
Both the backups played better, by the way, just for clarity.
Yeah. Don't say better. Just say they had better stats. Let's be clear. Let me get to my point, because a lot of you guys go by stats and think it's better. Daniel Jones is the starter. Therefore, he has more pressure on him. Correct? You agree to that, right?
Yes, I agree to that. Yep.
Okay, so when you're a quarterback and you come in as a backup with no fucking expectations on a shitty team and roster, just so we're clear, just because you throw a few more touchdowns as a backup doesn't mean you're better than the fucking starter. Okay? There's zero pressure on you. How about Josh Dobbs when he comes into Minnesota on his 3rd roster in 1 year and balls out the first 2 games and then he's the starter and it shits the bed? Maybe the pressure got to him, Smitty. Maybe that's the quarterback in this room that actually knows what the fuck he's talking about compared to everybody else. Maybe that's why you don't understand the difference between a starter and a backup on a shitty roster. You know why Chase did really good in Kansas City when he came in for Mahomes and won them a game against Jacksonville and won them multiple games and Chase Daniel? Because maybe the team was good and the roster was good and the fucking structure was there. Maybe that matters. But when you're a backup like Tyrod Taylor who comes in and can't fucking complete a 2-point conversion and could have ran it in, but we're going to break down the fucking greatness that he did because he threw 2 more touchdowns and as a backup. It blows my mind, dog. Calm down.
It's not even the stats, though. It's like
a completely
my eyes work, and the team were in better positions to win the games when the other quarterbacks were in. JB,
we got to move on. We're gonna have this conversation all week.
What's his name? The Italian stallion, the Goofy, whatever we call him. Like they were playing better with him.
Again, no pressure, out there freelancing.
Okay,
again.
So all right. So to your point, you're basically saying Daniel Jones folds under pressure. And if that's the case, as a quarterback, that's a horrible thing to have under your belt. You're always under pressure.
We're going to talk about this all week. So we got 2 minutes. We got to do some white people shit. But let me be honest. Let's be honest, though, real quick. So we clear. So Tommy DeVito, was there a book out on him or not?
No.
Okay. How about Tyrod Taylor?
Yes.
With the Giants?
Tyrod, yes.
With the Giants.
No, with the Giants, but
just because there's a book out on you,
we know Tyrod.
Just like because there's a book out you on one, so when you're a veteran, that doesn't mean you're the same offense as the Giants had with him. So just be clear. There is no book out. There's a book out on Daniel Dimes. The whole thing is completely different than it is when a backup comes on a new team. So let's just be clear here. Okay, so we're going to get to that this whole week, though. So we got plenty of time to talk about it.